this is Lori here, and tonight I'm going to be making a delicious meal that my family loves. It's called white chili. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's a delicious version of regular chili, but it uses chicken instead of ground beef or turkey. So what you're going to do is, I have my Instapot here. This makes it so easy. If you don't have an Instapot, you should get one. I need to get some oil. I have my Instapot already hot. I'm gonna put in one medium onion that I've chopped. And you're just gonna saute this onion up in the Instapot, or you can use a regular pot. It really doesn't matter. It's just gonna take a little more cooking time when you're using a traditional pot on the stove. So I have in my onions. I'm going to add in 4 cloves of chopped garlic. Get a little spatula. Actually, I have a spoon. Where's my spoon? Okay, got my spoon. So I'm going to stir this down. And what I'm using tonight for my chicken was a whole chicken. I actually got an organic chicken from Costco that looked really beautiful. And I've already taken 3 cups of chicken out of this. I do have a video explaining how I make my chicken in the Instapot, which makes it so simple. So you're just going to brown up your onions. You're going to brown up your onions and your garlic in your Instapot. And I've already cooked my chicken in here just a bit ago, so it has a little bit of brown still from that. After that's done, you're going to add in chicken broth, and I have 2 cups I reserved already from cooking my chicken. You know, it's really healthy to include that broth that you've cooked your chicken in, because you're getting all the benefits of bone broth, which is so important for your health. And then also I'm going to put in 2 boxes of store brand chicken broth. You can use any chicken broth that you would like. And then I always just adjust depending on the consistency that I'm wanting on my soup. We'll see how we do with this. Okay, and then I'm going to start adding in my ingredients. So I was at my mother-in-law's house yesterday, and she was talking about how she loves soup, but she doesn't like all the sodium that's in the soup when you get the soup from the store. And isn't that the truth? They add in so much stuff that's like, if you make it yourself, you can control the ingredients so much better. And it's so much cheaper. You make a big, huge pot of soup that you can eat on for days if you make it yourself, versus a little tiny container from the store. And honestly, the taste doesn't even come close to the taste that I'm able to achieve when I make it myself. This has such a different taste to it. Okay, so I'm putting in 3 cans of pinto beans. You can use cannellini beans. You can use great white northern beans. You can use any kind of white beans you have. And honestly, if you had pinto, or not pintos, if you had black beans, it would be fine as well. Anything you like. Okay, so 3 cans of those. I'm gonna put in my chicken that I have chopped up. You could even use a store rotisserie if you have that on hand. It's 3 cups of chicken. Oops. Ruby got a bite of that. This is my 9-year-old's favorite soup, and when I told him I was making this tonight, he was so excited about it. Okay, so there goes my chicken, and then one of my favorite parts that I like to put in this soup is I love the green chilies. Those make it so delicious, and these are just Walmart brand. These are medium. You can do mild and you can do hot. I've never done the hot in my soup. I'd like that, but my kids would not like that. Okay, and then give it a little stir. And then all we have left to do is add in the seasonings. So, okay, we're gonna need to put in 2 teaspoons of cumin. We need to put in 1 teaspoon of oregano. We need to put in 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. I love the flavor that cloves adds to the soup. My husband's not a super fan, so sometimes actually I'll just put in like an 1/8 because he's not a big fan of that. And then salt and pepper to taste. We'll do 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Okay, and salt. I have this pink Himalayan salt here. The chicken broth might have all the salt that you need in it already. I'm gonna add another 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then this can cook in 15 minutes in the Instapot. With the preheating time, it takes about 30 minutes total. And it has to cool and stuff, so let me show you here. Hopefully I didn't go too fast for you. Okay, there you go. Let's give it a stir. Okay, looking delicious. And then as soon as it's done, we're gonna... So, I'll bring you back when it's done, folks. Okay, my white chili is done. I'm gonna take the lid off. And I'm gonna dish up a little bit so you guys can check it out after. I pour in about 8 ounces of shredded cheese. You can use Mexican blend. I use that a lot of times. This is Colby Jack. Just gonna dump it in. This is one of the best parts with the green chilies. And let's show you what that. So I put my cheese in and I'm just gonna stir this up. It's a little bit foggy. Okay, let's dish some of this up. And what's best about making your homemade soup, you can pair it with some freshly made sourdough bread, and I have a recipe on my YouTube. It's called Easy Sourdough Bread. A little broth on there. Okay, delicious. And there you have it. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you enjoy the recipe. Take care. Like and subscribe. It helps my channel quite a bit.